So today we're back in Arab, Alabama, and today we're here at Seidr Brewery. And what's your name, man?
I'm Stephen Rayleigh.
And so you're the owner of this place, correct?
That's right, brother.
And so how long have you guys been open for?
I will actually be open 1 year, September 20th. We've got a Ren Fair that we're going to be throwing for a celebration for our 1 year anniversary, and hoping that that picks up some popularity, because if it does, the city has said that they're going to grant us the city park as a use for a Ren Fair from this point on. And so we might be able to do something good for the community and kind of start planning more and more bigger events around that.
Well, yeah, that'd be a huge advancement for everybody, because there hadn't really been anything like that in Arab. So I hope you guys accomplish that, and I would definitely hope to help as much as we can. You guys definitely come out here. This is on Main Street. If you saw the video where we went to rescue bricks, it's actually right across the street from there. So come check it out. But how long did it take to get everything moved in here and decorate? Because it looks like you guys got a lot going on. So.
Oh, yeah. It took about 3 years total. The first year I was actually chiseling all the brick. There was plaster on every single square inch of this. The whole place was set for demolition actually by the city. And we got it with 60 days to spare right before they pulled the plug on it. And they were planning on turning it into parking for the downtown area, but we managed to save it. It's almost a 100-year-old building, and brought some life back to it.
Well, that's awesome, man. It's like a revitalization of a building that was going to be just wiped out and turned into a flat space. So that's really awesome. I really like a lot of the decor you got going on, like the deer on the wall. The lighting in here is very fitting to the aesthetic.
Thank you. Yes. When we first started, we were going to go with a Viking longhouse aesthetic. We actually decided, as we were exposing the brick, that it had more of a speakeasy vibe, and so things started to turn really 1930s after that. And we've leaned into that a lot. A lot of the girls that come in and help out with serving any of the drinks and stuff will dress up along with us and run between the 1920s and 50s, or even like some Viking aesthetics and stuff like that. We also wanted it to be very privacy based, so each one of the booths has got floor to ceiling walls associated with it, so that way you're kind of sitting in your own private little world. And just wanted to be very, very relaxed. We didn't want people to think that this was a sports bar. We didn't want people to think that this was going to be a place to just, come and party. We wanted people to kind of get back to the community spirit of things, where they talk to each other, interface with each other. There's very few TVs. Most of them are in our event locations or in our arcade. And that's just because we want people to sit down and enjoy like a very relaxed, comforting environment where they can get together and hang out again, get back to talking to each other, get back to playing some of our board games or reading some of our books that we've got. So
it's kind of like a coffee shop vibe, but you can get drunk the same time.
Yeah, man. What's better than that, right?
Hey, man. Yeah, any community vibe, I really do love, because, I haven't really came to Arab a lot, in the past, but since I've worked out here for 2 years now, I've started to come to more places, and it's really cool to see people like Lynn and Jeremy and you opening businesses out here and kind of trying to bring the community together, because it's something that a small town like this really needs, in my opinion. It's a vital part of the community, so
exactly.
I definitely appreciate it. Even somebody that doesn't live directly in Arab, I appreciate having somewhere else to come that isn't Huntsville, because it's a different vibe, different culture.
Right.
So
right.
Very awesome.
I came from a small town originally, and they kind of lost themselves because nobody wanted to stay in that town, and so people would move out, and then things just didn't ever improve in the place. And when I first bought this location, everybody that I talked to suddenly was from Arab, or had been from Arab, and they wanted to know why Arab, because I would start telling people, hey, yeah, I'm opening up a brewery, it's gonna be in Arab, and the first question out of their mouth is, why the heck would you go to Arab? And eventually I was like, that's why. That question right there, the fact that you're asking that is the reason why Arab, because it seems like that's something that would be needed if that question's necessary. If you were wondering why go somewhere, maybe that's the place that needs it the most. So really, really looking forward to helping out the community as much as I can, kind of get people back involved, get people hyped to live here again because it's been fantastic. I mean, I'm not a native. I moved here about 4 years ago, and I've enjoyed it ever since. Every single second, every person I've met, it's been fantastic.
Well, I mean, it's definitely just awesome to see because for a long time it kind of seemed like to me Arab was kind of losing a lot of life with the younger people. Like people were always traveling out of town to go somewhere.
Right.
But these places kind of give more of like a place for all ages to come and congregate together and kind of come back as a community. So.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. I want young people to enjoy it. I want old people to enjoy it. I want families to enjoy it. This is a very it's a very good environment for people to come and sit down and be themselves and kind of feel that life coming back into the town, I hope.
I see over here is like obviously the main bar area.
Yes, this is our main attraction so far. The bar consists of 14,400 pennies. It took 19 hours to completely encase them. It actually took about 2 weeks to do the entire thing. We put all the pennies down, and then somebody came in and sanded drywall on top of them. So we had to lift every single one of them back up and put every single one of them back down. Right after that, we poured it. Took about 19 hours with a heat gun to get all the bubbles out. They are all heads up except for 9 wheat pennies that are hidden throughout. They're the only ones that are not heads
little
up.
Easter egg to search for.
Yeah.
So, and I bet they're all from different years too, because obviously some of them are a lot more shiny than others.
Oh yeah.
Probably got some like some of these over here, dark ones are probably like.
The crazy thing is the dark ones were the ones that were like, it's like, oh, this has got to be ancient. It was like 2008. And you're like, oh, that was a rough year for pennies, I guess, man.
Yeah, I guess they just seen some stuff, man. They've been through it.
Yeah, about a quarter of them are 2024, which is when we opened. So that's a bit of a memorial to the bar. And the rest of them were donated by the community, actually. We got everybody together because if you don't know, it's impossible to go somewhere and just get pennies. You can't go buy old pennies from someplace. And when we first started the project, it seemed like such a great idea and super easy. And then we got about a quarter of the way done and ran out of pennies. And we were just like, I have no idea where to go to get more of these. So we got everybody together, all the downtown merchants, namely Claudia, pitched in. She actually did a majority of these pennies, and we're very thankful to everybody that helped out with them. So I think it turned out super cool, and everybody seems to enjoy themselves when they come in and lose hours looking for their birth dates and stuff.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, like, what would you say your best-selling beer is?
Our best-selling beer right now is our Leafs Lager. It is a pressure-produced lager. It actually smooths out the flavor as it's fermented. It produces its own CO2, and then that pressurizes its container, and that maintains that pressure head on top of the beer, and will keep the yeast active at higher temperatures, but also like produce an extremely smooth lager. So that's one of our best sellers. Other than that, we have 4 meads on tap right now. Sister Strawberry is the local favorite and has been even before we opened. We were giving out samples of that at the fall festivals that they have downtown here, and found that absolutely everybody was crazy for strawberry. So that's been on since we opened.
And you make all of it like in-house, don't you?
Yes, I can only sell what we make here. So there's nothing that we have on the menu that hasn't been made and produced in the back here in our brew house. So this is all run from the brew house directly through tap lines. A trunk line comes through this brick wall and comes up to the serving handles. So.
Well, yeah, it's definitely unique too, because a lot of bars around, especially small towns, like you're gonna get the standard beers,
right?
But then like to have somewhere that you create like all the flavors, all the brews yourself, like pretty impressive to me.
Yeah,
man. I'm definitely,
I appreciate it.
When I heard about it, I was like, wow, that's Arab definitely turning into a different place that I love to see, man. It's great.
We also have on our Facebook, there's a separate group that you can join, which is Seidr Brewing at the brewery, and that will allow you to vote on the flavors that we have come in. So there's like an actual communal like voice that you can put out whenever we make a new beer or we have like a mead that we're thinking about changing up. We put it to a vote, and then we see like what what people are hungry for and what they might want to come on. We also do other things like our times and dates that were open and stuff like that. We just had a vote on that to see like when people would want to come out, because we only currently are open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And we were thinking about expanding our hours out and wanted to find out, you know, if anybody thought that Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday was better. So that's
So when do you normally have people start coming in when you open? Like, is it kind of spotty throughout the day, then hit at night, or?
Yeah, usually our Saturdays are pretty sparse to begin with, but we keep it open because what we've found is on Saturday people will be coming through the town, and they're not necessarily staying. They're not like, they didn't come here to drink. They just stopped in downtown to maybe walk some of the shops, and they didn't even know that we were here. And so a majority of our out-of-towners come from like about 2 to 5 on Saturday, and then at 5 it starts to pick up with a lot of the locals. And we go till 10, and then everybody shows up by that point and is having a good time. So.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like all the different glasses back here and everything. I definitely could not be a bartender because I'm way too clumsy, but I have a lot of respect for the craft.
Yeah. We've only broken a handful so far, man, so we're doing pretty good.
How long did you do bartending at all before you started doing this, or is just?
Nope, just picked it up.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Our bathrooms are actually modeled after a time that I did in the Middle East for the Navy. When I was there, I found that everything was very, very privacy based. Like when you go into a bathroom itself, it's just a giant row of closets of actual full stalls and stuff like that. And I thought, like, wow, that's wild, you know, like oh man, you're treating everybody like people. And so there's no stalls, there's no small separations. Everything's got its own private room.
Wow.
Again, like I said, everything's about the experience for the person. This is actually a door from a church in Charleston, which is where I learned how to brew. Was Charleston during my Navy days. I was a nuclear reactor operator, and
Wow.
so
Yeah.
so they do their training out there. It's how you learn heat transfer, man. Helps out for nuclear power and beer brewing, it turns out. So
Hey man, jack of all trades.
that's it. You just got to know a little of everything. And the women's is the same way.
Oh yeah.
Dual
Separate
privacy.
room for everything.
Separate room for everything.
Well, yeah, you don't really find that very often. It's normally you go somewhere and they may have like one family bathroom that's set up like that where you can get privacy, but it's really nice to be able to have like multiple people come into the bathroom
Right.
and, you know, not have to worry about anybody messing with you. So
It was one of the things that I said was a necessary expense whenever I was talking to our designer, because he was trying to get everything as reasonable as possible. And he absolutely did a fantastic job, not only with the design, but with our cost, because we did bring this back again from the grave. Like everything was rotten, everything had fallen apart. And anyways, like I was saying, he was asking if we should not just do stalls and just kind of give people what they're used to. But I said, no, man, we need to make sure that they understand that we're actually looking out for their experience as they come in here. Like, we care about how they're going to feel about the time that they've spent here. So that was one of the things that I wouldn't skimp on. Along with, like I said, the rest of the aesthetics and everything else, it was just some necessary things that we put in so that people could feel at home and kind of make their own adventure as they come through.
well, I think you definitely accomplished that, because I mean, this is probably one of the nicest places I've seen in this area. Like, not being biased, like just, you know, I haven't been to everywhere out here, but this is definitely like, I was shocked when I first walked in here, because I knew it was going to be nice from the pictures online,
Yeah.
but I just like seeing it in person is very nice.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I just really want people to be proud of their town and what they've got here. If we follow back through here, this leads back to our event hall and arcade.
When all the doors are like very sturdy and
Yes, that
like
was
well
another thing that
painted.
we didn't skimp on, was we needed solid doors so that people could just kind of feel that we had put a lot of effort and a lot of time into it. This is our event hall. We did this because we had a lot of people that were asking to rent out the venue, and the problem that I had with that is that I couldn't shut the tap room down, because if I was doing this specifically for the community, it didn't matter how much people wanted to rent the place out for. I couldn't close the doors to everybody walking in. You know, I refused to just say, hey man, sorry, you didn't have the cash for it, so you can't come in today. Somebody else has paid to keep you out. So we pivoted. This originally was our arcade space. We took the arcade, condensed it, and moved it into the back, and then we created this so that people could have a rental for larger venues and stuff like that. So we've hosted everything from weddings to a lot of our crazy antics that we get up to. Last night was as you can see, a 1920s Great Gatsby murder mystery with the Southern Ghost Girls we had come through. Before that was our Alice in Wonderland tea party, where we had a bunch of people come dressed up like Alice in Wonderland characters, just to freak out the neighbors, I guess. And
I mean, hey, you got to do it.
Yeah.
Give them a little bit of excitement.
Exactly. And then we had that with Piper and Leaf Tea. We actually picked them up as a franchise, so we serve Piper and Leaf here now as well, which is another really, really great small business that is locally sourced on everything. So I dig talking to them and all the passion that they had for their product and stuff like that. So whenever we did our tea party, we asked them if they could cater, and wound up actually just picking up their product as well, because I think that it's fantastic and they've got a lot of heart for it.
That's awesome, man. See, like, coming together, kind of help each other out, you know?
Exactly.
I mean, you know, they're getting the attention, like, to their business by you serving their product here, and it's helping you out, because if people want to come and drink some tea, like, I mean, it gives somebody something to do even if they don't want to come drink.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, well,
awesome.
You'd think that people would expect to come to a brewery for beer, but it's been a wild ride learning that that's not what people expect. So we've had requests for everything from I mean, wine seems like it was obvious, but we just don't make wine currently, other than the mead is our honey wine that we've got. But we've had requests for that, specialty coffees, specialty teas, all types of other stuff. So I was eventually just made sense to pick them up. And like I said, it helps out some really cool people that I really had a great time talking to and getting to know when we were putting the franchise together. So
well, sounds like a positive all around. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
But yeah, once again, the aesthetic in here ties nicely with the tap room and the main area. And I mean, I really like how cohesive everything is.
I appreciate that. And this is a place that has a lot of hats. We change this up for every single party. This, like I said, is specifically geared towards the 1920s to do the Gatsby party a bit of justice that we had last night. There's everything from hand-stamped wax seals that denoted which seat you were at to silver platters that all your drinks were served on and stuff. So we've gone really, really deep into kind of catering to these events to where people feel like they're in a production, feel like they've got something that has a lot of care and thought put into it, because we absolutely knock ourselves out trying to put these things together and think of every little thing and detail that people would want. So it changes up a lot, and sometimes it's a little bit wilder than what our upfront looks like, but it's been a fantastic place to throw some really great parties.
Yeah, man, it seems like a lot of dedication, a lot of time put in, so definitely respect it a lot. I'm glad that people have something to come do. I was always wanting more things to do with growing up. So.
That's exactly it, man. Yeah, gotta show them there's a reason to stay in town. And this is our arcade area. It's actually hosted by my son, Tripp. He's the one that runs it back here. He is here so that parents can leave their kids and feel like they have a source of protection. He's extremely great with anybody that needs help back here. Keeps an eye on everything, keeps everything running smoothly, make sure there's no fights or madness or a lot of lost balls on the skee ball.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
That
Kids
he saves.
get rowdy, man.
Yeah. But he's really good about it, and he allows people to go and enjoy themselves so that they can feel connected. You know, I don't like the idea that there's a place that parents go where they're just like, well, we can't be a family here. And so even at the brewery, I want them to feel like no, man, there's a lot to do. There's something for the kids. There's something for us. There is a entire cohesiveness for the whole family. And we also have a lot of adults who come back here, and especially the pinball machines. They've roosted on those for a couple hours at a time. So
I'm sure, yeah, especially after a couple brews. Come back here, you know,
yeah, everybody's a pinball genius after a couple beers, man.
I mean, yeah, that's very true.
That and bowling, that's how it works, man. You got to have a few beers. But yeah, Trip, I've had him by myself since he was 7 years old, and we would just go out to other breweries and stuff like that, and there wouldn't be anything for him to do. And eventually it was just like, hey kiddo, you want to watch dad drink for about 3 hours? And he did not. So I figured that it'd be nice to have a place for, you know, the other children to hang out and see that they can be around their parents and have a good time whenever they're out. We have food trucks that come through, so everything from dinner to entertainment is taken care of around here, and it's a full package. We're hoping that the community sees it as, so that people feel like they can come and relax and enjoy themselves someplace, and finally kind of kick back. And you know, like you guys were saying, everybody seems convinced that leaving was the only thing to do around here, and we want to give them something to stay for. So Trip does a fantastic job, like I said, running this place. He absolutely keeps an eye on every little thing, and we've never had a problem yet. He's a fantastic dude to talk to, and he's done everything from, like I said, fish out stuck pinballs to help children learn how to do skee ball correctly. So.
Hey man, the job for everybody to do. It takes a lot of people to keep a place like this running. So
oh yeah,
it's definitely important to let people know that they can bring their kids here and they're safe. They don't got to worry about them. So I mean that would definitely be a big point for me. Because like if I wanted to go out with some friends and drink, and I knew there's somewhere like I don't even got to get a sitter, like I just bring the kids out. I mean that's a huge point that a lot of people wouldn't think of. So it's very smart on you guys.
Right. We also have a designated driver program as well. You get a black wristband, which gives you free access to the arcade. It also gives you 2 free non-alcoholic drinks, like our sodas and a couple of the teas and stuff like that. So it's another thing to encourage people to come together, like no matter what your facet is. If you don't want to drink, then that's fantastic. We have a program that will actually help you out. Along with that, they get a card with a hole stamped through it, and if they collect 10 of them, they get a discount to the VIP section upstairs. So we're trying to encourage everybody to kind of come together and you know, enjoy themselves and help each other enjoy themselves. And if you're coming out to a brewery and you're the guy that doesn't drink, it doesn't sound like it's a great time, but we try to make sure that you have something to do. So you can come back, play some pinball, and get on some arcade games.
I always love encouraging safety and fun at the same time. That's awesome.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Oh yeah, I like the globe and the ship over here, like all the little decorations to stoplight over there.
That's actually a stoplight from Arab. We wound up driving about 2 hours away. It was just randomly on Facebook Marketplace, and we were looking for that to throw up into the arcade. Got there and she's like, oh, it's from some town called Arab. I was like, that's wild, man. Yeah, we'll take it. Like we can't not buy it now. So it wound up being a good little addition. So just some fun stuff. A lot of the decorations around here though are actually donated, or they mean something to the brewery itself. Some of it is the events that we have. We always leave out a couple of extra little things, like the Alice in Wonderland. There's a couple of characters around. There's some of our white roses that have been painted red that are just about everywhere. We've got Hair Eric, which is our rabbit above the bar, and he's wearing his frills from Alice in Wonderland still. So we
the Star Wars wedding.
Oh yeah, we actually had a Star Wars wedding before we even opened, and that is the helmet from the groomsman himself. So he came back and donated it to us, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, that's wild, man. So he gave that, and we definitely put it up somewhere, and we're trying to make sure that any collectibles that the community gives us, we put out in places and showcase the people that have helped us out.
Yeah, man. So far, it sounds like everything y'all doing is very geared towards the community, which is what you love to see.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, it's nice to meet you too, man. I'm glad that you're helping your dad out, helping to make this place like feel like home.
Someone has to keep him sane.
That's right.
Hey man, I understand that.
As sane as I get, man.
So where are these stairs from?
We actually built these.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was an order that we had to put in, and then it took about 6 tries to actually get it to come up and land correctly. We had 2 stories we had to figure out how to get people up here, and we had a very, very cramped amount of space, so a spiral staircase just kind of became absolutely necessary so that we could get people up and down, and then started forming into a section that people could come up and have for like their private parties. This was the original rental before we had our event hall set up, and get about 15 to 20 people up here, but we wanted somewhere for, if someone had a bachelor party or anything like that, you can smoke cigars out on the back porch, or you can come up here and we've got a poker table that turns into a dining table that turns into a bumper pool table. It's one of the few places with a TV. We've got a 75-inch TV here, so people can come and watch the games. We actually had the Tyson Paul fight.
Oh,
on.
yeah. That fight was making me mad. Netflix kept lagging for me.
And yeah, we had a house that night. This place it was on in here and it was on down in our event hall. We had people just pouring in, and you could hear it from both areas as you were down tending the bar. Like people would be screaming when it would go out.
Well, so is this whole area up here is the VIP area?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So you get this for the entire day. It's $150 to rent it out, and we allow you to come in early because we do live forward from here. So I'm always at the brewery, and we let people come in early if they want to decorate. We can get extra tables up here. We've done divorce parties up here, which was a wild night, and then we've done baby showers even. So
Wow.
it's been a
wide range.
yeah. It's been
Full
just about
range of
anything
fun.
that anybody can
I
think
mean,
about.
All-purpose area.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a private entryway through the back as well. There's an alley that leads to a privacy fence. You get a 4-digit code, or you give us a 4-digit code, and we give you access to it, so that way you can come and go as you please, and people don't even have to come through the bar to get in. So they can come up the back. Plus, if you don't really feel like making it up those spiral stairs, it's a lot easier to go down the big wide ones out there.
So I guess you have some nights where like there's one thing going on in the tap room, one thing in the event room, and one thing up here.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, they're kind of like all different spectrums at the same time. but-
Exactly. Yeah, it's a full anthem to run through. And then we've got over here, so that people don't have to continually make trips up and down. Our phone does a direct dial down. This actually only works to the bar.
Oh wow.
So it doesn't
okay.
call out, calls only one other phone, and that's the one that's sitting down on the bar, so that way people can make their orders. And we can bring them back up and save you a couple of trips going up and down.
Well, yeah, that's definitely nice, because I know
yeah.
especially if people start drinking, them stairs might get risky.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Gotta keep them in their seats for a minute. We're also going to be using this during the Ren Fair. This is going to be our green room, so like any of the actors and stuff like that, especially the people that are going to come and do our night fighting, where they're in full armor and actually like just beating the crap out of each other. Yeah. So I was like, you guys need a place to rest, so this is going to be their little haven. We're going to do a little bit of catering for them so that they can come up here, have some Gatorades, and kind of collect themselves in between all the shows. It's got a lot of really good utility for us, especially when we have like certain acts and stuff like that. Like if we have something in the event hall that calls for a band, this is also their green room as well. So they'll just come up here and kind of chill out and enjoy themselves until it's time for the show.
all the areas kind of mesh well together. Like I like what you did with the color scheme and everything too, because it kind of like it gives it a uniform look. And even if you look outside, I like how you did the windows. You can see the brick out there
Directly down to the bar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In fact, you can see over here on this brick right there, all of that char that's there. This was the second library in Arab, and it closed down because the library burned, and that is actually from the fire that closed it down. Yeah.
So got some history to it as well.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the Historical Society didn't hit you on that one.
Oh, no, well, I'm part of our historical society.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah, they were super happy that I got this place and put it back together, and they've been.
I guess you were the best person to obtain it then.
Yeah, it was a lot of there's a lot of cheer for them to be able to see this kind of come back, because we have heard every type of story that you can imagine. And the crazy thing is that every once in a while, we'll have people come in and they know something about it, and it's always something different. There's always some new story to figure out, or some other thing that this place was, but we could never pin anything down.
So this building became a lost generation of history.
Right. Well, so one day though, during the 3 years that we were working on this place, I was here every single day working on it, just sweating myself to death, building scaffolding that I'm sure OSHA would be very worried about, and like restoring everything. And I took one day off where me and Tripp left and came back, and my buddy who had continued to work on the place came and told us, he's like, hey man, some ladies came in like their 80s, and their father built this building, and they've got all the history on it, they've got all the pictures of the construction, they've got all this crazy knowledge about what happened here. And I was like, that's awesome, man, what's their names? He had no idea. He did not get their names. And I was like, cool, did you get their phone number? He's like, no, I didn't think to do that either. And so I was like, well, what? So are they coming back? He's like, yeah, they said they'll come back. They have not come back yet. Hopefully they will one of these days, and we'll figure out exactly what this building was. But until then, we're happy with what it is now.
So when did you say that you opened this?
We opened September 20th of last year.
September 20th, so almost a year. How long do you want to be in business here?
Oh man,
what's your goal?
As long as they can. I'm actually looking to move from just doing the brewery into more event coordinating and stuff like that. So the brewery is a bit of a communal stepping stone. It's a place that I think that people can come and gather. But if you'll look at a lot of our social media and stuff, you'll notice that we are moving away from just doing breweries to there's almost something going on about every weekend that we have. So I'm hoping to step more into that, to where people almost see it like a
place to coordinate their events, and then have you cater something if you want, or if they want.
Yeah, and also almost like a Von Braun Civic Center or something like that for ARAB, which is much grander in scale than we are, but I would like to have it to where...
principle.
Yeah, exactly. I want it to be where people go, hey man, what are we doing this weekend? Like, I don't know, but we should see what's happening over at Seidr. And not even just to bring people into the bar to have drinks and stuff like that. That's going to be something that comes with it. Right, exactly. I just want people to go, hey, there is something to do here. There's something that we can do this weekend, and it's going to be fun, and there's going to be a lot of heart put into it. So that's my next goal from this point on, is as soon as the brewery stabilizes, we're going to start kicking up a lot higher into what we're doing as far as venue and events and stuff like that.
I think that's cool though, because a lot of people in this town especially complain that there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
And I think you as far as the event coordinating and stuff like that, all the different rooms you have and all the ideas that are packed into like a brewery.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's just a bar and stuff like that, but no, you got a lot of cool stuff here. So
I appreciate
feel like
that.
You do great at that, honestly.
Thank you.
And like bringing something cool to this town rather than just a bunch of fast food restaurants.
Exactly.
And stuff like that,
Well, that's the thing, is I don't want to detract from the town. And even though the brewery, like I said, is a business, the sole purpose of that business right now is to build up the community, because it's just getting started. It's getting to where it's going to become self-sustaining on its own eventually. And then I'll be able to step back a bit more and move towards working better with the community as far as like the events that we're doing. But I'm not interested in becoming a beer baron. I'm not interested in making my riches off of ARAB. What I'm trying to do is enrich ARAB. I want to give back to it, because
you want to increase the community value.
Exactly. Yeah, because no matter how great of a business that you have, if the place around you crumbles, then you're not going to do well. So uplifting the people around you is what uplifts everybody, including yourself,
Dude, yeah.
And also the premise of your name disappears.
Right. Yes. Like there's no future in selfishness. There is no, there's no trees that are planted with shade that you'll never sit under if you're selfish. You've got to plant that tree, and you have to know that by the time that it's big enough to enjoy, by the time that the fruit is growing on it, you'll probably have gone on. But, my son needs something to look forward to, and his children are going to need something to look forward to, and that has to start with you, because nobody's making that choice unless they're actively out there doing something. Like we all read things, or we see things and hear things that we go, man, wouldn't it be a better world if this? And it's like, yeah, dude, wouldn't that be wild if we all started doing things that helped out? Right, exactly. So this is just one of those stepping stones to hopefully doing that, to where I can help out more with what I think would be cool in the community. And the thing is if people don't like some of the stuff that we're doing now, then that's absolutely understandable, and that's fine. But I would encourage them to get a project going, man. Like, community forms based off of the things that you do and the people in that community do. So if you're not doing something, you're not going to be forming that community. And if you want it, if you want it to change, if you want it to be a certain way, then we have to see the utility that you've created for everybody in that community. And so that's what we're trying to do here, is like, hey, if you're not jazzed about a Ren Fair, I hate it, man, but you tell me what projects you're working on, and I promise you that I will throw in behind it. Like, I will do whatever it takes for the community to get better on its own. And that's kind of what we're doing now, is almost dartboarding it, where you're just throwing ideas out there. Right. See,
journey to it.
Yes. And see how people respond. And if people say, hey, I really dig this, then that's something that the community wants, and we'll start to pay attention to that. If it doesn't, and we lose a couple grand on a thing that we thought was going to be a fun time, then
at least you gain the experience. In the long run.
Yeah.
You tried.
Your kid's also with you, so your kid gained the experience. He
Exactly.
knows not to do it, or maybe try it again later.
Right. Yeah.
It could be better.
Do a better idea than what Dad did. But
You refurbish the idea in a different generational
exactly.
time period.
Yeah.
By the time he gets your age, everything will be a different generation as
Exactly. Yeah. And that's kind of what we're looking forward to. Like nothing here was done with tomorrow in mind. We're looking at 20 years down the line. Like, I don't think that I was going to step in here and suddenly, change everything and for the better. What I'm looking at is eventually what can happen. So like,
what could come down the line 30 years from now.
Yeah, exactly. Something that's not profitable today doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it
tomorrow.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. Like you have to start that rolling, and even if you're going through the weeds and the briar patches, man, like, you have to keep up with that, because otherwise when the momentum stops, that you lost everything that you've done. You've lost every inch that you've pushed through. Yes,
forward.
Exactly. So
And you can't give up once that happens.
Right.
You got to keep pushing towards it.
right, exactly. Yeah. Hopefully it pans out and the future is bright with full of really cool things that people come around and say, hey man, I appreciate that they even started this. And even if we don't get to, if we don't get to complete something, if we don't get to see it all the way to its fruition, maybe somebody else picks it up later on down the line and does a better job.
You
Right.
didn't let it rot. You picked it up and refurbished it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it would have been a tragedy, dude.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's awesome.
Thank
It's
you.
been a horrific moment to let something like as beautiful as this
I appreciate it.
go to the wind.
Yeah, I have
Go to a parking lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Of all
Oh my
things.
gosh. I have an apartment upstairs actually, and I had to pay extra to get the very roof is actually insulated instead of just on top of the ceiling. And the reason why is
It
because,
was really cold and really hot.
well, no, we had exposed everything whenever we were doing our demo work, and there's rafters up there that are 100 years old, and it's the actual wood that was cut down here, and you can see like the rough saw on it where it's like the bark on the tree is still there from when they took the trees down. Yeah, so I was like, they're planning on just putting drywall back over it, and I was like, don't you dare do that, man. Like
You
this.
do that, Brad.
Yeah, I was like, dude, this is artwork, man. And because a lot of people see, like, it's wooden rafters, man. I'm like, yeah, but
Somebody
man.
made that handcrafted.
Yeah,
100
yeah.
years ago.
Like you can look at it
There
and you
wasn't
can see the
machines
tree.
To do that 100 years ago.
Yeah, like somebody sat here and
Two
had a day
dudes-
doing this.
Two guys sat on a saw.
Yeah,
back and forth
exactly.
On that log, on a lot of those logs to build this place.
Yeah, and it's crazy, man. Like as we started doing the upstairs, especially, there were problems with like putting some of our walls in because the brick started to like move.
in on itself?
Well, no, it was like it was that when they were building it, there was no way to keep it straight all the way up because there's only so high that you can go back then with like ladders and stuff before it's like now we're just eyeballing it and maybe this
Now we're
is
just
square
tossing
enough.
them up there.
Yeah. So like it was crazy putting everything back together, but just the experience of it and seeing like oh man, this was done legitimately by somebody's hands 100 years ago, and it's not this whitewashed perfect
No power
construction.
tools involved,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
It wasn't just made by a construction crew
Right.
2 years ago.
exactly. Giant crane and cinder blocks and stuff like that. Like somebody had a craft and they sat here and did that craft for a long time. So even the floors are back to the original cement when they were poured, and we kept it.
Nice.
Yeah, we kept it that way because you can actually see like some of the animal prints and stuff like that that had walked across it like almost 100 years ago when this place was built. So
Dude, I think it turned out great. You don't
appreciate
see
it.
stuff like this right here. You really don't. This looks like it belongs in like Nashville, Tennessee. And the fact that we have it here now, and like I
Yeah.
think your whole vision for it's turned out
Yeah.
great so far. And I'm sure you want
I
to do a
appreciate
whole
it.
lot more.
I appreciate
you know what I mean?
it. Yeah. I think Arab deserves it though. Is the thing. Like I think if it was somewhere like I've heard everything from Nashville to like New York and stuff like that. But if it was there, would people appreciate it as much? Like would they?
No, because it's not. I mean, there's just more of that around.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like it's another thing to see. And like I said, when I first started moving into this place, people were just down on the town, man, and I didn't like that. And now when people come in here and they're impressed, I don't want it to seem like, oh, they're impressed by my building. It's like, no, you guys are impressed by what Arab has now. Like it's a thing for you guys. It's a thing for the community, and
Yeah.
you should be impressed with yourselves now. Like it's time to take that back, to get that pride of man, we have a really cool
culture
thing.
back.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe push more people towards doing it. I mean, ever since we started doing this project, all these buildings outside and out front have started selling like crazy. Like people are coming in with like different stuff and redoing them. Like all the fronts out here have been redone for a bunch of these different buildings, which were just storage units for the last like couple decades. And
Everywhere.
yeah, and so I'm really happy to see that
That was beautiful,
we're
though.
changing things out. Yeah, exactly.
Kind of start like a little like trend or whatever. Like hope a little place on Side Street and all these other buildings like want to start renovating and making it into
Right.
something cool. It's kind of like
Yeah.
you started some form of movement.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we want. We want to see people take pride back in their town. We want to see people start coming back into town and getting ideas about what they want to see and have happen. And I want that to come back because I think that everybody will go to Albertville or Huntsville or somewhere else for their activity fix up, and I'd rather them come here and not even specifically to the brewery, but just the downtown areas,
Spend
getting
less money
cooler.
and time, and then
Right.
just get the same fixation.
Right, and meet your neighbors, get back out here with the town, like
You don't have to stay away from people in other areas like that because you know people out here and trust them.
exactly. And that's the other thing is that then that helps us to build ourselves up, because when you care about people locally, that is a much faster turnaround as to like the good that it produces. Like we're trying to currently do local entertainers and stuff like that. Like I've had a lot of bands that will reach out and they want to come do cover music or some other thing like that, and it's like, no, dude, I want somebody who locally feels like there's no voice for them or no way that they could ever become famous. Because I think it really sucks, man, that your favorite musician or your favorite artist wouldn't know if you died tomorrow and would not care.
Facts.
Yeah.
right? That sucks. That's a terrible idea. And I think that if we can,
You religiously listen to somebody who will never know.
doesn't care. Yeah, exactly.
And even if you met them, I mean, you're just another fan. To
Right.
them.
Yeah, they'll take that hug photo with you for $50 and sign it, and then send you on your way. And I want it to be where people go, actually, I know my favorite artist, I know my favorite musician, I know that guy because he lives here in town with me. So we try to do everything from art shows to just locals playing here as much as they can. They can take advantage of our courtyard venue that we've got, which is especially fantastic coming up here in the fall and spring times and stuff like that.
All right, so it's been a great time here, or Seidr Brewing, or
Seidr.
Seidr. I said it wrong in the beginning. I apologize for that. And I thank you guys both very much for your time. It was great coming out here and seeing what you got to offer. Definitely come check them out. This is one of the coolest places I've been to in a long time, especially locally in Alabama, in Arab, Alabama, of all places. So definitely get out here, man. Come join the community. Check the Facebook, see when some events are going on. And like he said, if you don't like to drink, you can come out here and try some tea. Just, engage with the community. But yeah, thank you guys very much.
Absolutely.
It was a great time, and come check this out.
Appreciate
come check them out. I won't be here, but I may sometime. But.